Hello my dears, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela and I put out beauty related videos sometimes. Sorry if I am talking so quiet. It is currently 9:24 at night and my kids are already sleeping and I live in a very small 2-bedroom apartment. I'm currently sitting at the kitchen table trying to film this video, and as you can see, it is definitely been a rough day. My mascara has not been very kind to me, has it?
No.
But you've read the title, you know what we're doing here. We are doing a demo and wear test of the new Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. I have mine in the shade Light 70W. It is the most perfect match for me, but I will get into more details about that in the demo. So as you can see, it is the end of the night and I am doing my intro at the end of the night. Hopefully you don't think that I'm really bad at makeup, but it has been almost 14 hours. No, 14 hours? Almost. Yeah, almost 14 hours. I put on this makeup at 7:38 a.m. this morning, and it's been 14 hours. So as you could see, I mean, I don't know if you could see, but in my opinion, from what I could see in the monitor and what I see in this little mirror here, this makeup still looks really good. Besides the fact that my mascara sabotaged me today, like, I think everything looks really, really good. Gotta say though, the skin is looking amazing, and let me zoom you in. What am I doing with my life? Let me zoom you in to show you up close and personal. Okay, so ignore the mascara. Ugh, the mascara is failing me, obviously, and so are my eyelids and everything, but the skin, this is 14 hours of wear here, 7:30 a.m. to about almost 9:30. Yeah, we're talking 14 hours of wear. My bronzer, which was this Colourpop one here, still looks amazing. My face, like the lines that I have on my forehead, this foundation didn't settle into them or anything. My smile lines look fantastic. Like, I'm really loving it. My skin doesn't feel dry or heavy. Sometimes at the end of the day, I get like the bunching up around the nose. It looks like it did just a little bit right around here, but it still looks really, really good. I should also mention that I didn't set this foundation with any like setting spray. I did powder. You'll see in the demo that I powdered it just a little bit, and you'll also see how the other products on my face applied, and obviously everything looks stunning. You could definitely see that this held on pretty well. So I don't have any more babbling, and let's get right into this. Yes! Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is put on my Colourpop eye cream. I can't for the life of me remember what it's called, but I always do this step before I apply any of my makeup. I figured I'd use all of my Colourpop products today since we are doing a Colourpop foundation review, so why not use my brow pencil? I love this brow pencil. I have it in the shade Soft Black if anybody is interested or curious, but it's an overall pretty damn good pencil. Since I was going to try the foundation, I'd figure I'd try it paired with the primer. I've heard really good things about this primer, especially if you have dry skin such as myself, so I figured why not use the corresponding primer with the foundation. And now for the star of the show. This is the Pretty Fresh foundation, and I am in the shade Light 70W. On this side of my face, I am going to go ahead and apply a little bit with my finger. I believe I used about a pump and a half, just because I knew I was going to go in with the sponge on this side, and obviously your sponge always soaks up a little bit of the product. But as you can see, everything is just blending in beautifully. I will note that I was a little bit concerned with the shade, only because I didn't really think it was going to be a light shade. It does oxidize, just so you know. Overall, I will say that the shade match for me personally, and from what I could see, is absolutely perfect. Definitely love the undertone. I love the finish with the sponge, and here I'm going to show you a side-by-side what one layer looks like on the skin, and it literally looks like skin. It's absolutely stunning. And obviously on the other side I chose to demo it with a brush just so that you could see it. I will say that I do prefer the sponge side more just because I felt like it looked a little bit more skin-like, airbrushed. On the brush side, there really isn't that much of a difference, but if you look really, really close up, it looks a little bit more makeup-y in my opinion than it did on the sponge side. And here's a close-up of my face. You could see that I got way more coverage on the brush side. I do eventually go back and kind of bounce my sponge all over that side just to even things out. But in the end, like I said, I definitely prefer this with a sponge. Since I got the foundation, I figured I'd try the concealer as well. I have tried this concealer before. I like it. I think it's a pretty good concealer. It has really, really good coverage. The shade range, again, very odd. This is in the shade Light 50W, by the way, which I would have never guessed this would have been my shade. But again, everything oxidizes in this line. I have no idea why things oxidize when it's 2020. I don't know. So I finished my makeup at 7:38 in the morning, and now I'm going to go ahead and powder it. I used the AOA Studio Perfect Setting Powder, and I used a very, very light amount. It almost looks like I'm not putting anything on my face. I'm really dry, and I can get pretty cakey with powder, so I went in very, very lightly. Now I'm using the Colourpop bronzer that I mentioned in the beginning. I am just going to bronze up the skin. This applied so nicely, even with just that light layer of powder, because, you know, sometimes powder products can look kind of fishy on the skin when the foundation is still a little bit wet, but this didn't do that. For blush, I used a Colourpop blush in the shade Drop of a Hat. This is absolutely stunning, and as you can see, I applied it with my sponge. Then I used the Colourpop highlighter in the shade Lunch Money. Cold classic. Everybody loves this. Here is a close-up shot of all of my face makeup complete. As you can see, it looks like skin, you guys. I mean, Colourpop is notoriously known for good products, but this just is beautiful. Like, I loved the way that my makeup looked today, and I finished up my eye makeup and stuff off of camera, and look how gorgeous everything looks. Overall, super happy. My first check-in time is 11:57. I wanted to show you how everything was looking. I am not oily. You know I'm a dry-skinned person. I am showing you here that my concealer has started to separate a little bit or sort of crease. This is when my mascara started to sabotage me, by the way. On the sides of my nose, everything still looks good. I have not had any sort of foundation settle in my fine lines. I look smooth. I feel great. My skin literally just felt like skin, like I had nothing on at all. So far, so good. Next check-in is 4:21, and this was just quickly showing you that I wore a mask today, so wear your mask. And that's all I've got for you guys today, so hopefully you enjoyed today's very strange laid out video. I am trying really hard to get back into the swing of things, so I figured, you know, if I filmed really early in the morning before my kids wake up, I can, you know, do a voiceover and I can have some footage and, you know, be able to put out more content, because I really miss doing this like YouTube thing. And, you know, I have everybody at home now, and like I said in the beginning, we live in a very small space, so it's been tough to find this little time for me to sit down and film some videos for you guys. This is probably one of my most favorite things to do. It is genuinely a wonderful hobby for me. So hopefully this works out. Hopefully you understand my chaotic mess that is this video, and I hope that you enjoyed it. And if you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and spread my love for makeup, and I will see you guys in my next video. Okay. Bye-bye. Okay, that's good. Yeah, okay. There goes a sight from my soul.